Welcome to the live, people. Today we're going to be talking about running a plumbing business in 2026. I've made some notes. This is going to be a very long live, but it's going to be an enjoyable one if you want to learn, right? So plumbing is no longer about getting a van and cracking on with a couple of jobs. It doesn't work like that in 2026. And what I'm going to do in this video is break down all of the points on how much it's going to cost you, but how much you need to make as well. So that's why the video is going to be so long. So like I said, and I will repeat myself, it is not just about buying a van and cracking on. It's not going to work. Why it's not going to work? In 2026, running costs are higher than ever. They're up here above your headline. So customers are more aware of prices. So that is something that you cannot go blind in. You have to price jobs properly to the market, to the area. Competition is heavy. There are a lot of plumbing companies out there. There are a lot of sole traders out there that have their little patch of areas what they work in, and they work with the community, they work with different people. They're not working with you as someone who is starting. So this is things to be aware of. Marketing is no longer not an option. I come from the tradition of the trade where the people who I work with, they do not market. They are not on Instagram. They are not on Facebook. They are not on any groups. It's word of mouth and the people who they've known for a very long time. That doesn't exist anymore in 2026. Cash flow kills more plumbing businesses than it does with work. So if you start a business, your cash flow is so important for it to be going around in a circle like this, or else your business is not going to be able to stay afloat. Right, now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about some stuff what I really know. So getting set up as a plumbing company, it costs money. So this is all based off of like a sole trader, a one-man man or one-man woman who's getting themselves started within the trade. So the cost, this is like the minimum amount of cost for the professional tools what you would need for this type of level. So hand tools, which are going to be your spanners, cutters, just basic hand tools, is going to range from anything from £800 to £1,200. That's how much you're going to have to spend. I want you to keep adding up all of these things. Power tools are going to be your drills and your SDS and your multi-tools and maybe like a grinder. So you might get one of those full packs, what Milwaukee do, what Makita do, what DWAT do. That's going to be in the range of £1,000 to £1,800, right? So you've got that. And then you also need your press gun, because a press gun is a big thing within plumbing. So your press gun can run you anything from £1,200 all the way up to £2,000. Yes, I know you lot are going to say, oh, but you don't need to spend that much. If you scrimp and save and buy the bare minimum, it won't be longevity in any of the things what you do. So you're going to have to keep on buying. So I've scheduled this out on buying quality. I haven't scheduled this out on like, oh, let's just get the cheapest thing. No, it doesn't work in 2026. You got to get out of that mindset. So let's say your other equipment, what you're going to need is going to be like testing equipment, which might be for like pipe bending, laser level, things like that of that nature. That's going to run you from anything from £500 to £1,000, right? So how much have we invested all so far? We've went from just the tools. This is just the tools. Do not get shaky at this point. So we are only up to the point of £3,000 to £6,000, and that's your investment on your tools, right? With the equipment what you need. So now we're going to look at vans, because like I said to you, this job is not just about getting a van and cracking on with a few jobs. Not going to work like that, yeah? So getting a used van, anything from 5 to 7 years for transport, Vito or a transporter is going to run you anything from 9 grand to 14 grand, right? Bit of money there. So we're now going to do option B, which might be a finance or a lease. A finance or a lease van is going to run you £350 up to £550 per month plus VAT. Yeah. And then plus you've also got to put a deposit down as well. That's going to cost you a little bit as well. I'm just looking at my notes here at the moment. So when you get a van, you need to have it racked out, right? So you can put your tools in different places. So racking tends to, unless you've made it yourself, unless you're good with woodwork, it's going to be £600 to £1,000. And we're talking about a security lock, which is going to be at the back of your van. So anything from £300 to £800 starts to get quite costly. Signage on the side of your van, because everybody wants a little sign to say, oh, I'm Bob the plumber who's working in this area. Signage starts from £300 to £800. So just on the van alone, yeah, what we've spent is 11,000 or 16,000, right? Hope you keep adding this up, because now we're going to go into insurance, because when you're working in people's properties, you need insurance. If anybody's telling you, nah, you don't need insurance, you just do it on the fly and all that, that's all nonsense, man. I never tell anybody who's comes to my community to not do stuff properly, because I know do it properly. Don't make sense me telling you not to do it properly. You get me? So make sure you smash that notification bell and make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when we're dropping new videos just like this, because this is information, and I felt that this kind of really helps my community, because I know that everybody's at different stages. I'm not at any of these. I've gone past a lot of these stages, luckily. But let's keep going, because we need to start talking about insurance, right? Because it's a big thing. There is something which is called public liability insurance, and that can range from 2 to 5 million, and that's going to cost you on the range of £150 all the way up to £300 per year. So we all know about the news what has hit most recently in Ilford, £2 million worth of tools being stolen. How do we stop ourselves not being in that bracket? We get tool insurance, and that could range from £2,000 to £400 per year. Don't get scared yet, because now we're going to mention the van insurance. Van insurance can run you £800 to £1,500 per year. And if you're gas, yeah, your insurance costs you about £500 per year, right? And with your waste carriers, let me just turn that off so I don't get interrupted. So with your waste carrying license, right, that's going to be 150 a year. So if we add them on an annual, yeah, because that's how we like to look at a lot of things, you're looking at 1,800 up to 3 grand. We've still got so much more to go, because now we need to start talking about our running cost, right? So your running cost, yeah, accountants is going to cost you, because you got money coming in, you don't know where it's going. You need someone to do your books, because most people don't know how to do their own books. So we're gonna get an accountant, and getting an accountant is going to cost you anything from £800 to £1,500 a year. Software on QuickBooks and things like that to keep your receipts in place and stuff like that, that's £300 a year, right? So how are people going to call you on your phone? You need a phone line, right? And your phone's going to cost you anything from £40 to £80 a month. PPE, what you wear to work, people. So we're talking our jackets, our high vises, our boots and stuff like that. That's going to cost you anything from £300 to £600. Again, in all of these subjects, yeah, which I've chose to highlight and talk to you guys about, yeah, we're not cutting corners, because how you look presentation wise is how serious people take you. That's a fact within this industry. And this is based upon someone who is a newbie. You're a newbie. So you need to make all the right impressions. That's why I never said to myself when I'm making this, oh yeah, I can save a little bit of money there. Save it. No, no, no. People don't know you. They need to see the best from you at the time. Make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated, because I am too. So what's your overall, how much you put into it at the moment? So setting up, we're looking at around 20 to 25,000 pounds, right? Depends on what type of setup you have. If you want a more professional setup, we're looking at 25 to 35k to get set up, right? So now I'm going to start to talk about how much you should be spending on advertisement, because like I said to you, word of mouth is not a thing anymore. Advertisement is a big thing. So it's 5 to 10% of your target goes on advertisement, right? So let's say you was making 80,000 a year, you would be spending anything like 4 to 8 grand on advertisement. And if you was making on the higher end 120k a year, you'd be spending 6 to 12 grand on advertisement alone. So what advertisement will you be spending it? Google Ads is a big hit. So if you're on Google Ads, you would know it's anything from 300 to 800 pounds a month on advertisement. Your big hitters are going to be emergency jobs, because that's where you're going to make a lot of the money. That's where you're going to charge customers high amounts of money because of it being an emergency, right? So another place where there is a lot of money being spent, which is local SEO. Yeah, it makes your business powerful, and within the area which you're probably designated in, you will start to pop up on Google. That's just how it works. I'm not going to give you a full synoptics on how it happens, but that's just how it happens, right? And the amount what you could be spending on that could be anything from £800 to £2,000. There's something called SEO as well, which is around about £150 to £300 a month. Facebook and Instagram is a big one. So you could be spending £50 to £200 on Facebook and Instagram on good branding and boilers and bathrooms, right? Lead platforms, which might be My Builder, even though I think My Builder is a piece of shit. Let's say My Builder, £50 to £200. And our monthly outgoings, just alone on marketing and all of that, ranges from £500 up to £1,200 per month. This is all in 2026. And what it will give you, it would give you a lot of exposure on Google. It will allow customers to see your like your reports, like online. Your reviews will help. Your Google reviews will obviously end up being money. Your social media will definitely build trust within the industry. I'm trying to read and talk to you guys at the same time. Builders can underpay you at points. So, you know, I base this structure not just looking at builders and saying, oh, they're gonna pay you money and stuff like that. It's about building up your own company, isn't it? And this is what this is all based on. The bit what they don't talk about and what they should be talking about is how many months you would have to keep doing this to build up a constant amount of money. And they say you won't be feeling comfortable until you've been doing this for 12 to 18 months. That's the spend out what you got to get. And cash flow matters so much within a company like this, like what we're talking about, because it's how your business is going to keep going. You need to heavily invest within your company to be able to have a good turnover after that period of time. So a lot of things, what you're going to be doing, you're not going to be taking out money. You're not going to be saying, oh, I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to do this, because you need to reinvest the money back into the company to actually pull profit. Marketing is definitely a skill and it's not luck. So when you're marketing your company, it needs to be with credible people who actually know what they're doing. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to put this post out, which is talking about, and it's just going to work. So those are the things what people just don't ever tell you about. So now, what I want to tell you is, plumbing can still make you very good money in 2026, but it's no longer a hobby, it's a business. And if you're in the trade or not, I just want you to listen to what I'm saying when it comes to running a plumbing business, like a one-man business or business where someone wants to get themselves set up. It's a business and you have to treat it like a business or else it'll mug you off. It's just that simple. Nobody wants to get mugged off in this time and this frame where we're living in. We want to make money. And a lot of people ask me these questions about making money within the trade. So I wanted to make a full breakdown video where I just told you the truth, man, because a lot of people think, oh, I can make tons of money as a plumber. There's only a few. I know less than a handful of plumbers that really make good money. The rest of the people could get like a part-time job and do their job normally and make okay-ish money. But they would have to be working every Saturday and Sunday. It's the truth. I'm just saying. So now I wanted to break down how much obviously you paid out as an investment. We know that our investment initially for the first year would need to be, you've invested on a setup, so you've invested 5,000 on tools, 14,000 when it comes to a van. You're spending 2.5 grand when it comes to insurance and admin, and this is for run around for the year. These are yearly figures. Obviously, once you buy the van once, you have to buy it again and the tools as well. And in the total, you've spent 21,000, let's say. So what you haven't done and what we haven't spoken about is putting fuel in for like your running costs for the month. So if anybody's got a van, they would let you know it's roughly about £400 a month for van just to be running up and down. Van insurance generally ranges per month. Obviously, this depends on your age and stuff like that and where you live, but it is about £150, right? So you've got your phone, software, that's about £80. You've got advertisement, 800. We've got accountant, £100 a month. You've got tools and other little bits, that's 150. So your overheads for that month, if we're just breaking it down on that monthly basis, is £1,680 per month. So you're asking yourself, what type of money are you fucking making there? Because it just seems like a lot of figures going out, going in, going out, going. Well, they're all going out at the moment. Nothing's bloody coming in. So what is going to be coming in? So personal wages. This is an honest one, right? So roughly, you want to be targeting to take home 2,500. It doesn't sound like a lot to live on if you're driving up and down and doing doing work all the time. Yeah. So if you're getting 2,500, you're on a base salary of 30 grand a year. 30 grand a year after you've. That's the sound of the wallet coming out. Money's just flying out. So your overheads and your wages must make up. So your overheads and your wages make together combined. That is £4,180. Yeah, per month. So this is not including things like holiday, sick pay. It doesn't include any of that because you don't have that. You don't have that at this point. So the next step here is days and hours. Yeah. So you roughly want to be working a minimum of 20 days per month. Yeah. 20 days per month. So your daily target would be, that must be a monthly. So per day, you want to be at least making £290 per day to get to a profit of £4,180 a month as a turnover. And that's not yeah. So we haven't actually started talking about materials and VAT because that is a big part of it. So materials on average per job is about £50. I know that because I went to go and fix 2 toilets in Hackney, and just to get the 2 siphons it cost me 50 quid. I don't even have the receipt to show you, but I know it cost me 50 quid because you're going to see a video on my YouTube channel about it. 2 jobs per day, materials are roughly going to cost you £100. You see how expensive it gets now? So you need to be charging £209, right? Minimum per day is, with VAT and stuff like that, is £309 per day. Yeah? Because VAT charge, that will take you up to £370. Do you get it? The maths, it ain't nice at all. So you have invested at this point £21,500 is your initial investment. You're going to have to wait around 12 months and 18,000 extra per month. Hold on, I'm just reading it when I'm talking. So it's what? Right, hold on. I don't want to get confused with what I'm saying. So you've invested 21,500, right? If you want to recover your money, in 12 months, you need to be making an extra 18,000. 1800, sorry, 18,000 is crazy. 1800, or if you want to do it over 24 months, it's going to be an extra £900 per calendar month to reach your target, to get back your 21. It's a lot. It's a lot at the end of the day. You got to count that you're not sick for any of them times, or you don't have some family holidays, or your girl wants to do something, or you just decide, or even you have an injury at work. Yeah, so to make it worth it in 2026, yeah, you need to be making £4,180 per month. Yeah. Your profit monthly needs to be £5,380 per month. So if we break that down per day, it needs to be, your profit per day needs to be £269, round around £400 to £500 per day, plus materials, plus VAT. That's how that works out. So clearly from the breakdown today, you can see that you need to be charging a certain amount in 2026. I like to make these videos with honest stats and just real talk. Forget all the bullshit. Forget what other people tell you because, oh, you know, you can start a plumbing company. You can make this much. You can make that much. They do all of this when they're talking to you. It's just nonsense because there is no figures for you to understand. Materials go up and down, mainly up, not really coming down that much. But it's a good graph for you lot to understand where you need to be at. I think I will do a proper breakdown where I have a whiteboard behind me and I start going into it properly because this was a run and gun shoot. I kind of enjoyed this a lot, but I feel that if I broke it down in a video, it'll be a lot better for you guys because I'd have better time to explain everything in detail. But I wanted you lot to understand how much it roughly cost. And I do want people to meet me in the comment section to have a conversation about this because I know you lot like it when I talk about how much it is to run a business and what it really costs. Because with my channel, I do all of this work. I know all of these costs. So I don't have any reason to come online and tell you in 2026 with 10 grand, you can start a plumbing business. I'm not stupid. We don't do that on this channel. What we do is we be honest with people and I tell them the truth. So make sure you subscribe and shout out everyone who was in the chat. I didn't have a time to read it in this video, but I do appreciate you turning up and watching. Smash that subscribe button because we are on the way nearly to 4,000 followers, people. 4,000 subscribers, sorry. 4,000 subscribers. We're at 10,000 on Instagram. My Instagram handle and my TikTok and my Facebook is always in the description box below. So give us a follow on that as well. But subscribe to the channel because we are nearly at 4,000 people. I am 178 people away. So need your help. Again, if I don't ask, I don't get. So please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and I'm going to see you on the next upload. I've got a load of videos ready for you. I'm just trying to make my editing a lot better, but I do appreciate everyone who's in my community. Tell a friend that we just break down the real talk when it comes to plumbing in 2026 on Mr. London's Plumbers page. Smash the like button, press subscribe, all of that good stuff. Take in the video and have a great day or great night, however you're watching it. Let's get it.